And that was an uncomfortable situation where you had to really grow from it, didn't you? Okay? We only grow when we're uncomfortable, right? When you're comfortable, when you're sitting home, watching your favorite show, petting your cat or dog, you're comfortable? Sure you are. Are you growing? Not really, right? So only when you're uncomfortable, that's when we're growing. So anytime you feel uncomfortable about a situation, okay, know that's great. Awesome, I'm growing, okay? All right, good. Tony Robbins talks about the 6 human needs, okay? What they called? 6 human needs, okay? That drive people, that motivate people. You folks said that you want to understand motivation, okay? So I'm going to give you this little piece right now, okay? That's not in your workbook either. So the 6 human needs that motivate people, that drive people to do what they do, okay? What are they? Okay? Well, you'll be surprised that actually money is not a motivating force. It's an extrinsic motivator, not an intrinsic motivator. What's the difference between extrinsic and intrinsic motivators? Intrinsic is inside, Paula. It's something that you really feel inside. It's like it touches your humanity. Okay? Whereas extrinsic motivators are something outside of yourself, and it would motivate you, but it's not as powerful because money is a means to an end. It's a piece of paper that you can exchange energy with, value, so you can get what you really want. So what you really want is happiness, it's satisfaction, it's fulfillment, it's growth. That's what you really want. Money is just means to an end. And if they did a study, they found out that people who are given a raise, they change their attitude for only 90 days. And then they go back to their old way of being. 90 days for money. I think that's long too, okay? But only for 90 days. So money is really not a huge factor in motivating and changing people's action. Well, how many of you know that if you really do certain things, that you become a millionaire? Okay, how many of you know that? Like, you can really work hard, wake up early, take care of your body, take care of yourself, take care of your mind, change your attitude, do the exercise, and you go outside your box, and you go knock on doors, or you try to do some sales position, and you know that you can make a lot of money. How many of you had opportunities like that in your lifetime? Okay, just one person? Really? Nobody had an opportunity in the past knowing that you can make a lot of money, knowing that you can just take certain action? Yes. Real estate, you're talking about sales position, you're talking about knocking on doors, you're talking about entrepreneurship, starting your own business. How many of you really have dreams of, like, you always wanted to start your own business? How many of you have that? Okay? And how many of you know that if you do certain things, if you take some certain actions, that you will get you there? Okay? And how many of you have not done that? Okay? And I'm guilty of that too. So I'm not here to lecture because I'm guilty of that too. Okay? And the reason why, there's fear. Okay? There's always fear. What does the fear stand for? There's a great acronym that I found about fear. What does it stand for? False evidence appearing real. That's what fear stands for. Okay? False evidence appearing real. So the 6 human needs, what are they? Need number 1. Need for acceptance. That will be something more like towards, it has something to do with it, and I'll explain to you why. Yes, that's need number 1, okay? That's like according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It's needful shelter, which will give you the need for certainty. What's the word? Certainty. So people want to know that they're certain that they have a job tomorrow to go to, or they have a place to go and sleep inside the house or apartment. They have a place to go and shelter. They have a certain need for certainty that they have the car. They're gonna start it in the morning and it's gonna run. They're gonna drive. Okay, that's need for certainty. That's number 1. The second need is the need for variety or uncertainty, because if you're living every day the same way, it's like a routine, okay? You have everything so certain, everything, you know what you're doing tomorrow, you're doing what you're doing next month, then life will become what? Boring. And human beings, they don't like to be bored. We like to have something that is just going to excite us. It's something different. So the need for uncertainty is another human need, okay? The third need would be the need for significance. What's the word? Significance. How many of you have bought something in the past? Could be like a nice, expensive, piece of clothing, jewelry, purse, car, bike, any of this, just to can feel significant. How many of you have done that? Okay, I've done that too. Okay. Matter of fact, my car is a right-hand drive twin turbo. It's just because it gives me that, significance. Like, look, this is the only car in the nation, and I own it. Okay? Yeah. So that's the need for significance. Okay? It's a very motivating force for some people. Okay? The fourth need would be the need for love. Okay? Need for love. We all need love. We need to give love and receive love. Okay? That's the fourth need. The fifth need would be the need for growth. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Okay, we're growing, we're learning. Okay, we are excelling in our life. That's the need for growth. And the sixth need will be the need for contribution. What's the word? Contribution. Because once you learn, once we grow, now we feel the need to share it with others. Okay, so as I shared with you yesterday a little bit myself, that at some point all I was thinking about me, right? Just started the business, making the money, driving the cars, all that stuff, and I felt really significant. And the driving force for this was actually my dad. Okay, so when I was a kid, I remember at one point that during summer after school, when in school break, I used to go and help him. Okay, in his work, and he does construction, so he does tiles for living. And my dad is a very hard worker. Okay. So I remember I used to go help him, and one time, I was just there helping him in the construction site, and he just, he's doing his thing, and then he just stopped what he's doing. He looked at me, and he goes, "Look how hard I'm working for you. I'm bleeding. There's blood coming out of my hand." So part of me wanted just to go crawl under a rock, and I wish I was never born. Because I'm causing my dad so much pain, okay? And as a result of that, I just started becoming resigned and withdrawn from my dad. When he asked me to do something, I resist because I'm just causing so much pain. I feel like unloved, right? So now, as a result of that, my dad didn't like that because he wants to get things done. And at one point, he said something, and I snapped back with something clever, and he, bam, punched me in the face. How many of you have been punched in the face in the past? Okay, good. In the beginning, you don't feel anything, do you? Nothing, okay? But when I saw the blood coming out of my nose, okay, I go where, there's that house we were working at. So the lady rushes out. She's a relative, and she's like cleaning me up, right? She's cleaning me up. And I'm like, making him wrong, like, what is this and how would he do that and things like that. And she stopped me and she goes, "That's a reason why you need to finish your education." That's what she said to me at that moment, okay? So now the need for significance, it kicked in, that I wanted to prove to my dad that I can do it on my own, that I don't need to be working like him so hard and bleeding in order to make money. I can do it other ways. Okay, so as a result of that, that's when I applied for the visa and I came here to the United States and I started, I went to college. I was working 2 jobs, working at, gas station at night and then going in the morning, going to college. And then I graduated. And after that, I started my business and now I'm buying these cars and buy this 2-story home. And I'm feeling so significant, right? Look at me. Look what I've done, Dad. Okay. And now I want him to come over here so he could actually see that and give me that feeling of respect. So he comes over here and now he's helping me in one of the dealerships. And I realized that I was actually now treating him the same way he was treating me in the past. I was generous with him, taking care of, finances, apartment, car, insurance, all of that, everything, even signing him for college. Okay, taking English classes, anything he asked for, okay? But would I sit down with him and play a game of chess? No. Would I sit down with him and just have a beer and just kick back? No, I wouldn't do that because he never done that to me, okay? So I was unconsciously treating him the same way he was treating me. Okay? So I realized as a result of that, now the need for love kicked in. It's like, you know what? This is just empty. Okay? This is just, there's a lot of conflict, a lot of bumping heads. Okay? And that's when the whole thing just like crashed and the economy crashed and I lost everything. And now that's, you know, everything happens for a reason. That's what I was just forced into work on myself, on my personal development. Okay? And now the need for growth kicked in. So I started learning and taking these seminars, reading the books and taking the programs and keep listening to audio programs every single morning for the past 3 years. I don't pass a day without listening to something. Programming my brain, okay? So after I got this, and now the need for contribution kicked in because I got all of that now. It's this great stuff. I changed my life. I see the results in me. Now I'm a different person, okay? I cleaned up the relationship with my dad, and, you know, maybe in another pattern, I'll show you how I did that. But for now, I cleaned it up with him, and now my family, my friends, you know, I just really realizing what's really important in life. And now the need for contribution kicked in. It's like, okay, now it's about time to share what I learned, okay? So these needs, they kick in at a different stage in our life. It's not they all come once and that's it. That's the only need that I have. For the one stage, it's certain need, then it changes and changes and changes. At one point, when the economy crashed, I just need the certainty. The need for certainty, though, is the most important. Okay? The only reason why I woke up in the morning because I was hungry. That's it. Every time my phone rings, my heart starts beating. Collection, credit cards. Okay? So it's just different needs that drive us. So I'm asking you right now, take a moment. What is the need that's driving you right now? What is the need that's driving you right now? Okay? What is the priority? And if that need that's driving you right now, is it serving you? Is it taking you where you want to be in your life? Okay? It may not. At some point, it wasn't for me. Okay? And I had to write them down. And I figured, you know what? Needs for significance, I'm done with that. I don't need to prove myself to anybody anymore. Okay? Now it's time for really contribution or growth. And now I just rewritten them down. So take a moment right now, write down these 6 human needs, write them down, and then prioritize from 1 to 6.